Alright, well I just realized I wasn't live when I was talking. So I'm going to restate all the stuff I was talking about. Learn how to do this. So I just finished a meditation, and I've been meditating now on a regular basis for almost 3 years. And it's a part of what I try to do on a daily basis. And I was talking about how about 3 years ago, I was going through a lot of personal stuff, and I realized that I needed to take better care of myself. Self-care is not selfish. Self-care is actually the first step towards becoming a better person and being better for the people around you, which that's what life is all about, really, is being better for the people around you, in my opinion. And so if you don't take good care of yourself, then you can't be good for the people around you. You can't be good for your friends, your spouse, your children, whatever it is, your co-workers. So anyway, I didn't know what self-care meant for men. I had visions of spa days and the kind of things that, you know, are associated with self-care for whatever reason. Obviously, there's plenty of things that men can do for self-care. I know that now. And, you know, I went and did some research, read some articles online, which is typically where I start. Leave everything read on the internet, of course. And the thing that I found was about mindfulness. And of course, when I heard about mindfulness, meditation, my first thoughts were about kind of, once again, it's amazing how much our mind is corrupted by the sorts of stereotypes and things that the media say about different things, or movies, or the jokes that people make about things like meditation. So, you know, I had pictures of hippies, and nothing wrong with hippies, but I had pictures of hippies and things in my mind. That wasn't who I am. It's not who I am, a hippie. But it has nothing to do with being a hippie, obviously. And so one of the suggestions was an app, and of course I'm a technologist, software developer, and so, you know, the idea that you know, I could meditate, because it appealed to me. It's like, you know, maybe it'll help my mental state, maybe it'll help my focus, whatever. And I had all kinds of ideas about what the goals of that would be. So then, I downloaded the app and I joined Headspace. That's the app, one of the apps they recommend. There's a couple others, but that's the one that I use to this day. I like the guided meditations that they have. I enjoy Andy. He's the main. You know,
the spoken word conquers all thought, but the written word commands it.
They have many teachers on Headspace, but Andy is I guess he's the founder, I think. He's the one that you hear first. He's Australian. He's moved to Tibet for a while, I think, and studied there for years or something. Anyway, he's very good. He's easy to listen to, and there's lots of different things you can do, courses you can take, or just he makes the approach very easy. So I highly recommend that app. But anyway, so I started practicing meditation on a daily basis. And also just practicing breathing techniques, just deep breaths, pretty much. That sounds real fancy, but it's really just in through the nose, out to the mouth, and letting it go, letting it last for a bit. 8 seconds for the whole process versus in and out. Kind of more practice, I guess. then so I was thinking today in meditation, I kept thinking about what I'm doing, trying to meditate on stream, and then working on getting the camera and a microphone, obviously, and then just meditate on stream, and maybe even trying to do my own directed meditation. I don't know about that, but something I was thinking about doing. Because it might be weird just to be sitting there totally silent, more weird than just meditating on stream. So anyway, the goal was to, so my mind was kind of wandering into the concept of perfectionism, because one of the things about meditation is, of course, perfectionism is, you're not supposed to try to be perfect. It's not about that. Sometimes your mind is just all over the place, and once you start doing meditation, you start to realize how different your mind is each day. And it kind of seems obvious, but as you study it and practice and work on trying to be mindful, the things you learn about yourself change, and the kinds of things that you start to realize about yourself. I can be very obsessed about things, and mindfulness helps me not be obsessed about them. Allows me to kind of let them go and focus on other things, or focus on what's right in front of me versus just anything that's off in the future or in the past, right? A famous saying is, you have one foot in the future and one foot in the past, and you're just shitting all over today. Pardon my French. And that's really true. I mean, and that's one of the biggest points of mindfulness, is to bring you back to the present. When your mind is all distracted from, you can't focus on what's in front of you. It's much harder to be present for those around you when your mind is all off into la la land. And perfectionism is one of those things where, for me, if I don't do something perfect, then it's an excuse for me to not do it. So in the past, when I would try to adopt a new thing in my life, I would try to change something about myself, or change a behavior, or become better at something. I'd be really focused on it, do really well, and mindfulness is one of those things where I did that. And so the Headspace app actually has which I don't know why, I think they may have this just to learn this lesson, because it doesn't really fly with the whole philosophy of mindfulness, this idea of gamification and having a daily, oh look, you meditated today kind of tracker thing. But anyway, so I did that.
Do nothing which is of no use.
Okay, that's good. And so I did that, and I got my army guy now, army commander. And I managed to keep my tracker going for almost 500 days. It actually became very important to me, to the point where when I finally did actually not meditate one morning, I would, of course, at first I meditated another time of the day, but then I'd get busy. And then I found myself just playing the meditation, but not actually meditating, just for the counter. Now that's, I don't know, that's pretty crazy. And so, I managed to do that for a while. And then, this time, however, because I had been more focused on, not allowing perfectionism, which that is perfectionism at its core right there, right? Not allowing perfectionism to stop me. And so I finally just decided, I'm just not going to do that whole counter thing anymore. I actually turned it off. You can turn it off in the app. So I did that, and lost my tracker, but I still meditate today. So I feel like that's a win. And that's kind of a big lesson that I learned. Today, if I don't meditate a day, I still might listen to the meditation, but I'm not worried about the tracker. just because I enjoy even just practicing mindfulness, whatever I'm doing. There's walking meditations, you can do it that way, you know, and I try to do it every day, but I don't do it every day. And I think that's okay. That's just part of it. I feel like when I do it, my days can be much better. Not always, but I feel like that. Alright, and then so practicing every day is, doing every day isn't required to be successful, and so it isn't required for it to change your life, to change what you think, to help you become a better person. None of that stuff is required. So, so like today, so I was meditating, listening to the guided meditation, and thinking about perfectionism, and and then thinking about civilization. Before, when I would, like especially in Civ 6, when I would play and things would go wrong, like say for example, I would think that this here is wrong. This would bother me because they would be moving toward me. Why the hell are they settling toward me? Blah, blah, blah. But today it's more like, okay, so this is what's happened. This is what's going on in this. This is where I'm present with. And when I started playing Civ 7, I decided, I'm not going to save scum. I'm not going to restart unless it's just, I may not play till death, but whatever happens, happens, and I'm just going to deal with it as I'm facing it. And so it's really changed my enjoyment of the game because whatever goes on happens. Like over here, I found this thing, right? This is a natural wonder, +2 culture on rough terrain in this settlement. So, I want to disperse, and then I got this quest to disperse independent power, so I'm going to disperse this independent power, hopefully before somebody is there. Oh man. So I got to hurry. She's already so I guess I need to buy some stuff too. I can get another, get a whole J up over here. So yeah, so again, that is a type of perfectionism, being frustrated that, your vision around how your empire is supposed to be isn't going exactly the way you want it. Civilizations and the way they formed and built was not perfect. There was always things like this going on. I mean, obviously this is a complete abstraction, but there's always stuff like that going on. What's going on with this pathway down here? So anyway, today when I catch myself being perfectionist, it is so much easier for me to let it go and not have it be the thing that stops me from being able to progress on whatever it is I'm trying to progress on. For example, a thing that I've been perfect about is my exercise regimen recently. I started doing dumbbell workouts 3 times a week, and I haven't missed one. However, the workouts are different. They're not always exactly the same. I'm not always able to do the same amount of weight each time because my body, I'm finding out, especially, maybe it's to do with age, I don't know, but my body is not capable of being perfect. Sometimes it's more tired. Sometimes I don't get as much sleep. And so that sometimes I'm more energetic. Sometimes I'm less energetic. Sometimes I'm in a better mood. I'm not in a better mood. And so those things are just part of what's going on, what I'm being present with while I'm trying to exercise. And so, sometimes it's harder. And so I have to give myself grace that it's not always going to be perfect. This is a really hard thing to attack too. Look at that. It's all these mountains. I really don't want this as independent power. Jaguar Slayer, they're super by number 2. Oh, that sucks, I hate that. There I'm on. Really want to get these vegetated tiles online. That was one of the things I did not really get to take advantage of in the previous game. Two growth spirits, two growth spurts. Okay. That science, Maya should be a science powerhouse. Didn't even finish the barely finished the future tech. Okay, so yeah, so perfectionism is just, yeah, it's a killer. Especially for me, it's definitely a killer. Like if I don't get this independent power dispersed, oh well. Maybe I'll declare war on Harriet, which sucks ass, and try to take it out. Look at that little path, that's cool. Definitely think the maps are better now. Just saying. I thought they were okay before this last patch, but they're really cool now. I love this type of stuff. It's just awesome. It's just very cool. You can see what's up here. Really want to see if I can come around this way and attack too. Sorry, I'm gonna get.
The essence of all beings is the earth. The earth water.
Hanging Gardens is available. Definitely want to stop this. Just because I'm not going to restart doesn't mean I don't hate it. I'm going to research Braun working this early, but. Okay, we should be able to get Holche and a. Man, it's so hard to get. Only got 10 turns. Think I can do it. Oh my goodness. Jesus. It's military city-states. Oh, I don't have the bonuses yet. I think I want this. Thank you. Take that plus the combat strength for sure. I'm also trying to play quicker. It's part of playing mindful, I think, is just playing the turns and not worrying too much about it. Obviously thinking a little bit. Looking at the things. Okay. Jaguar Slayer's dead. So I'll kill that. Die if I attack. I think I should. This is something the AI does not do. Alright. I got a promotion. You know, I think I'm gonna go for. This is so good. Let me get this first. I'll get all the promotions and take this thing. Alright. Okay, I got my library online. This brickyard online. Go. And then I'm gonna come around over here. Exploring. Protection. Next turn. Just coming in on the backside. Nice. This guy dead. This guy. Aaron. Okay, this is my second one, so I'm going to get a free tech, and I'm going to grab the step pyramid. I can be the shiny.
The spoken word conquers all thought, but
nice.
the written word commands it.
31 science per turn. Nice. +1 codex, do it. I think I've got that full. Okay. I thought I came in here, didn't go in there on that. Get it. Ah, nice. Why is it defenseless? Why does it matter? Okay, I don't know. It just does. Wish there was a close all. I thought I was playing long ages. Oh, maybe I am. Whatever I can do to build science this time. Alright, celebration. Always food. Will that give me Jaguar Slayer +1 movement? Just scouts. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so broken. Ha! That's funny. Okay. Goodbye. I'm so sorry. She's gonna be so angry at me. 100 production, boy, that's a lot. And a promotion. And a completing the quest. Now I've got all this space. Actually, another Settler possibility? Oh, it did. Yep. So, probably won't get a new settler in here.